So, as I briefly shared last week, yeah, because I talked about Kaiju number 8 last week, right?
The space-time continuum has been messed up. So as we've talked
Or
about
2 weeks ago.
on a previous episode.
Yeah.
On episode
14.
The Kaiju Protocol.
Was that 14?
Well, I'll find out real quick.
Find out quick. Egg timer. That's not an egg timer. That's just me making noises.
Almost 15. Episode 15, The Kaiju Protocol.
I had spoken about how I'd gotten back into anime, and I had started watching. I don't know if I said specifically how much I had watched at that point, but I am now... I have taken everything that I've watched, a few things previously when I was in high school, and then everything I've watched in the last month and a half, and I put it into a list and I ranked it. I have 52 positions.
Hey.
It's a lot of stuff. I also want to let it be known that I think only 8 selections are from when I was in high school. So I've watched, what is that, 40, was that 44?
It is.
44 anime in like a month and a half. I am a content machine. I have been churning this shit out. And I've slowly ranked it as I've watched everything. And I kept thinking that I would go back and re-rank stuff. And like my opinion would change. I'm not gonna lie to you, I have not changed a thing since. And every time I look at my list, I'm like, this list is perfect. I've nailed this list. I've been very happy with the list. So I'm going to go through from the bottom all the way up to the top. And I'm going to give just brief little synopsis. I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm just going to say what I like, what I didn't like. Maybe give a brief little something about it. Favorite characters, stuff like that. I'll spend more time on things that impacted me a little bit more. Doesn't necessarily mean just the top stuff. I've got... Because some of these things impacted me in a very negative way, and I'm very upset. And some things were very great. And I think are very great representations of certain aspects of life and stuff like that. So I'm going to get into it. 52. The absolute worst thing I ever saw was actually not the worst anime that I watched. But if you know me as a person, I think it is worse for something to be bad and boring than bad and exciting. Because you can be even worse of a thing, but as long as you can keep me engaged at certain moments, it's fine. But when you are bad and boring, you are even worse. So this wasn't as bad as 51, but was infinitely more boring, and I couldn't care. It was called Dragonar Academy. This is just drivel, just like mature, like it's real bad. It's anybody who knows High School DxD and why that anime is as well known as it is. This is somewhat similar, but it is infinitely just boring. It's just boring. Nothing happens. You don't get connected to any of the characters, and it sucked. And then 51 next, Prison School. This not only looked ugly, but was like actually just vile. The bottom 6 all share one trait in that I actively stopped watching while watching. I fully picked up my phone and just started doing anything else and just had it on the background to get through it because it was so bad, either being boring or just actually just terrible. Prison School is just that. It was just terrible. I also didn't like the way it was animated. It was just ugly. And it sucked. Don't watch it. This is one of the ones that negatively impacted me. This is called A Couple of Cuckoos. Now, I see absolute love for this show online. People love this show. I have absolutely no idea why anybody would like this show. It's a romance anime where nothing happens. There's a more well-known anime that's later on this list that I'll talk about that everybody gives these complaints to that I can't stand. Not that I can't stand. I understand why they do, but I think it's done infinitely better in that show than it is here. I'm not convinced that the main character likes anybody. And yet, there's 2 seasons of it, and at the end of the second season, it's like there's one character that has shown obvious interest in our main character. Everybody else hasn't, but yet they're still trying to convince. They're talking like they've done nothing but fawn over this guy. They haven't. I'm not convinced that they like this guy.
Yeah.
And it just makes no sense. It's it just sucked. Now, there's a third season coming out. I'm going to watch it. Because I am now two seasons invested. I need to know if they can fix this problem. Because there's a chance that if they fix it, this could shoot up like 30 spots. Depending on how good the last season is. But it just doesn't really make any sense right now. So, there's that. Then I watched one called Tempuru. Just a nothing burger. Just, there's like a little love story in it, and it's like, okay, will they, won't they? And like nothing happens, and there's no tension. So that was a nothing burger. Mock and Key is the best of the High School DxD clones. In that, I don't know how do you say it, but like in that genre of thing.
Yeah.
First season has a very like a through line in the story, and then the second season was made, I want to say like a decade later, or like 5 or 6 years later, and it is fully just fan service bullshit. And it's like, okay, fine, whatever, but it was fun. I at least remember some of the characters from that show. It was all right. And now the last of the bad shows I watched this off a recommendation from somebody, and they said, it's actually really, really good and you should watch it. It was called Gamers. The show sucks. Don't watch it. It's boring, nothing happens, and the main character is kind of like, it just sucks a little bit. And then the side characters kind of suck, and there's one character that's cool, but still not really. They forget characters. They introduce characters in the first episode, and then they're in the second episode, and then they act like they don't exist for the rest of the show. It's like, what happened here? I thought these were characters, and then they just never show up again. So, now we're out of the bad stuff. We are at 46 with Tomo-chan as a girl. Got recommended by this from one of my friends at work. He said it was very cute, and it was good, and that I'd like it. And then I told him it's probably the best of the fine thing, or the worst of the things that I thought were fine. Another just, not a simple love story. It's the childhood friend who was a tomboy who the boy doesn't see as a girl. But then you just come to find out that he has seen her as a girl the whole time and has just been lying to her to try to ignore his feelings. And it just, there's no tension. There's no, every show like this just needs one extra character to be the other guy that shows interest, and then there's something there, then you can build up a little bit of tension, but it just didn't happen. This was the first show I watched that I hadn't seen any of when I started rewatching. This next one. It's called My Girlfriend is a Gal. This show was fine. Actually, this show was good. There is one character who drags this show down so bad because it's just so... How do I say this? The joke is that this guy is a pedophile. And I'm fine with that joke one time, right? It is every episode, every time he's on the screen. It's very uncomfortable. I don't like it at all, and it really kills the show. Because the rest of the show is actually really cute and kind of, like, nice. And then every time that character's on screen, it sucks. And I can't stand it. So, bye-bye. I actually just lied to you. I actually skipped 45 and went to 44 because I am cross-eyed. But 45 was Tsundere Children, which actually was really nice. I have no complaints about. It's that they were 10-minute long episodes, and there's like 6 or 7 different couples that they follow. It's like a little anthology series. Would have been actually probably a really good show if they were just full-length episodes, because I liked everything about it.
Yeah.
After that... So this show just won awards at the Crunchyroll Anime Festival or whatever. Yeah. It was Makanine Too Many Losing Heroines.
Okay.
It's a show about all the girls who lose in the love stories, and they're all become friends with this main character. This show would have been good if the main character wasn't absolutely the worst person. Like, there's no romance in the show at all. Like, you would think that like all three of these, then they all three like this guy. Just doesn't happen. It's just a story about them dealing with not winning, which is fine. But the first like 2 episodes is like, oh, he's gonna like this one girl, and then just nothing happens. Then in the last 3 episodes, we pivot to one of the other girls, and then you think it's gonna happen, And then we still have another episode or two after that, and he goes on a date with the girl from the first 2 episodes. So what are we doing? What happened? What? Now, maybe there's a season 2 and rectifies this, but the ending was super just like... I didn't know what the show was about. I don't know what we really learned. I don't know what we really did. Because everybody just figured everybody figured their stuff out on their own. So, I don't know. It didn't make much sense to me. Then I have one of the cutest shows on the list. It's called Ice Guy and his cool female colleague. Just 2 really awkward people right out of college going into work. The Ice Guy is like part yokai, where he's the descendant of an ice woman, and then she's just regular human, and then one of the coworkers is like a descendant from a fox spirit, and then like another human one's a descendant of a phoenix. It's like all kinds of just a little supernatural show, right? Just cute. Nothing happens at the end. That's why it's so low. It's because a lot of these, the ending kills them and drops them a lot.
Yeah.
Because there's a bunch of really cool moments throughout, and then it kind of just peters off, which sucks. Yeah. So that's the problem with that. And then we have You Thought There Were No Girls Online. This show was funny, and then yet again falls flat because of the ending. It's this kid who got... I don't know if I wanted to explain this, but it's just a fun little happy show. Dude ends up thinking that he's playing with a bunch of dudes online. They all end up being women. And he gets married to one of them in the game, and then she's like so socially inept that she doesn't see a difference between the game and real life, so she thinks they're actually married. And it's just a little story like that. It's cute. It's fine. It's definitely worth a watch. We've gotten to the part of the list where all these are worth your time.
Yeah.
I don't have anything above here that isn't worth your time. Then we have Love After World Domination. I actually would recommend this to you. It is a Power Rangers team where the Red Ranger falls in love with Rita Repulsa.
Oh.
It is adorable. It is super cute, and it is definitely worth watching. One of the other Rita Repulsa type girl characters falls in love with the Goldar character. It's adorable. The show is absolutely adorable.
Well, what was it called again?
Love After World Domination. And oh my god, they're the Gelato 5 is what they're called, the Power Rangers group. Oh my god, it's so cute. The show is absolutely adorable. You should watch it.
If you're curious, Hannah said that a lot of these names sound like Fall Out Boy titles.
Yeah, the anime names are wild, bro. Okay, so now it's really cute. You should watch it. I would recommend it to anybody. Next one was Hagane, I think. It's got a much longer title than that, but I wasn't reading all that. Too much, I ain't reading all that. Hagane was fine. It was the perfect amount of extra to make me enjoy it. But there was a slight through line with the story, which kind of got me bought in it sometimes, and then it would have an issue where it would go too far away from that because it was a comedy show. So it was trying to be funny. And sometimes it got a little too far away from that, but sometimes it didn't. And it was just fun, good fun. A lot of these in this area are just good fun. After that was Josie, the Tiger, and the Fish. There are 3 anime movies on this list. This is the first of 3. You won't hear the other 2 for a while. Okay. I was recommended Josie and the Tiger from the Fish by the same person who recommended me Tomo-chan is a girl. Yet again, he's failed me because I thought this was going to be really good. And then, genuinely, I watched the entire film and I was like, man, I really felt nothing. Just had no impact. I didn't buy into any of the characters. Not that I didn't buy into any of the characters. I didn't get involved enough. I didn't get invested enough. They didn't hang on in certain spots that they should have, and they made the main girl a little too ridiculous for the first third of the show. Okay. You know how they're supposed to... there's always that cliche of, enemies to lovers, where they don't like each other and they slowly turn into liking each other. Yeah. It was she hated him, and then immediately flipped. It did not feel like there was a gradual change, and that was probably the issue I had with it. But it was actually... It looks gorgeous. It looks really good. The characters are cute, and it was fine. It was good. I would definitely say you could watch it, but don't expect you're going into one of the greatest things on earth.
Yeah.
After that was Don't Mess With Me, Miss Nagatoro. This was nerdy boy and athletic super strong girl just bicker forever and fall in love. And it was 2 seasons of just that all the time. And Zach, it was so cute. But no real emotional staying power, but God, was it just cute for 24 episodes. And I was like, you know what? That's fine. That's about right where that needs to be. Then we have a travesty. I'm going to stick on this one for a little bit. It's called Remake Our Life. This dude is like 28 years old, and he went into go work for a job, ends up losing his job at this company, this video game company, and just comes home and is like, damn, I regret going to business school instead of going into art school like I wanted to, because he admires these new artists that were from called this platinum generation that were his age when they were going to art school. So he had the chance to go work with that platinum age or group, whatever, if he would have just went to art school, but he didn't. He went to business school. He then wakes up the next day, and it's back to the day he chooses a college. He's going back in time, and he chooses to remake his life and goes to art school, and ends up working with the 3 big artists that have impacted him from that generation, and he ends up changing everything and messing up everybody's life and changing everything. Then it fast forwards again to the future, to 2 years after his original life. So I think it was 2016. He went back to 2006, and then he goes forward to 2018. And in 2018, he's married to the girl, the artist that he loved the most out of the trio. That he was like, I absolutely love her art. He married her, and she gave up art to be his wife. And they have a child, which is the cutest kid, second cutest kid in anime. I will tell you who the first is when we get there. And it is heart-wrenching. It's him living his life through, in all those spaces. And then the end is him coming up and be like, I have to go back and fix this. Because all these guys just gave up on their dream. And it's because they relied too heavily on me. Because he tried to help everybody, and they became too, reliant on him. And he's like, I'm going to give it up. And then there's this girl who's been with him the whole time, which we come to find out is the person that controls time. And she's like, are you sure you want to go back? You're giving up a happy life with a happy wife and a child. A lot of people don't get that. You didn't have that the first time. And he's like, just give me one day. And he spends the whole day with him. And then he walks out to go to work and doesn't tell him. And then he goes back in time. He comes back. One of the original 3 had quit school and then never became what they were supposed to. And that was the final day when he went back to 2006. Then when he woke up the next day was when he was in 2018. He goes back, finds that guy. The show ends and there's no second season. That's why it's as low as it is, because it's the biggest cliffhanger, and it's never happening. They're never going to make another season. So I was devastated. If this has a second season and finishes out, it probably cracks my top 15, because I was so invested up until that point.
Damn.
Shit broke my heart.
It's like a reverse Wonderful Life.
Yeah, but I really felt like the Toy Story meme. You know what I'm talking about? Where it's like, why don't you come back next week for the amazing episode? Oh, play the next episode. We can't. It was canceled. So I was like, no. That was that. Remake Our Life was very good. Definitely recommend you watch it, just knowing you're not going to be satisfied. Next was A Galaxy Next Door. This was weird because it has something to do with Star Children, and this is where I think is the first show, other than Remake Our Life, but that was kind of cheating that it's so down low, so as low as it is. This is the first show that makes you really feel something, and you're like I teared up. I don't want to spoil that show for anybody. Go watch it. I didn't like it as much as I liked it, as I thought I was going to like it, because it kind of peters out at the end. A lot of these have that problem where the ending really isn't satisfying.
Yeah.
The worst thing, this is what I realized now that I'm 52 shows deep. The worst thing you can do is have your climax on episode 10 and be a 12-episode show.
Yeah.
I do not need 2 episodes. Now, you can do it in 11 and then give me a 12, but do not give me 2 episodes after the main climax.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
You really only need one.
And I also don't need the climax in the last 5 minutes of episode 12. We can find a happy medium.
Yeah.
So that was that show. The show was very good. 100 Girlfriends is the most ridiculous show that I watched. That was good. 100 Girlfriends is, there's a love god that makes you have one soulmate. Every person has one soulmate. He writes down your contract, puts your name, one soulmate. Well, he was drunk that night watching soccer or something, and some sport. I just can't remember because this was really early on when I started. And he gave this guy 100 soulmates.
I thought it was baseball.
It's either baseball or soccer. I know it was one of those two.
If it was made in Japan, it was probably baseball.
Yeah.
I really like baseball over there.
So he has 100, and you can tell when you find a soulmate because you hit, and then this gong hits, and this electric feeling goes through your body. And he ends up with like 16 girlfriends by the end of the show. It's either 16 or like 12.
Okay, I have a very important question.
Yes.
Is this show actually called The 100 Girlfriends?
Is that really love you?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The show bangs.
Just making sure.
One of the girlfriends you find in the first episode, he gets both of them. There's two at the same time that hit him because they were talking and they both met eyes at the same time, and it's both the girls end up being his soulmate. And then at the end of the first season, the mother of one of those girls is another one of his soulmates, which is very weird because obviously it's the mother of, and he is in high school. But it is funny. It is ridiculous. And one of the cutest girls in anime is his third girlfriend, and I cannot remember her name because I can't remember any of the names of any of the characters, unless you're Attack on Titan. And she is absolutely adorable because she doesn't speak, and she talks through a phone in text-to-speech, and it is so cute. Next is Testament of Sister New Devil. This show is absolutely ridiculous. This show is
insane.
You've seen it?
Yes.
Oh my god, this show was ridiculous, bro. I was not prepared because what I thought I was watching was another one that is on this list. It's called, what is it? Yamada-kun and the Seven Witches. And that's what I thought I was sitting down to watch.
Oh no.
And then I realized, and I'm like, I don't think this is what this is. And then something happens, I'm like, oh no, this is not what this is supposed to be. But it was fun. It was really good. The story actually wasn't bad. I actually kind of enjoyed it. Yeah, if you're gonna do a show where girls get like naked, it's good. It's like they had an actual story, and the action actually kind of banged. I was very not expecting, but I enjoyed it. And you vehemently disagree? What?
Nothing.
What? It's not a top 30 show. But I tell you, it's better than everything else I watched there. 100%.
I'm not shocked that there was overlap. I'm shocked that that was the overlap.
You know who lived in my house with me and Danny.
Oh no.
Yeah, but that you watched it was that you have opinions on it was something. You don't really like female nudity.
Exactly.
Anyway.
There's a lot in that show.
There's
Yeah,
a lot.
There's a lot, bro.
That's when I became shocked. Was
Bro, when he cuts I guess that's one of my complaints. It's that it happens, but it doesn't ever just happen for like 15 seconds. They'll dedicate like 7-minute bunches to it. I'm like, all right, this is going a little far. Now, I never fast forward because I don't want to destroy the media. I have to ingest it as it was made.
Yeah.
But
Preserve the artistic integrity.
100%. Next was Girlfriend. I never thought I would hate a show so much and then ended up enjoying it as much as I did as this show. The first episode is that he has this girlfriend, and it's like the childhood friend who is like, don't make me blush, don't say anything nice about me, and then he beats the shit out of him, and then he's still in love with her or whatever. Mm-hmm. Then just another girl comes up, is like, hey, I love you, also, you're amazing. Can I be your girlfriend? He's like, I'm in a relationship, and she's like, oh, okay, starts to walk away, and he's like, let's go ask my girlfriend if you can also be my girlfriend. And it made me uncomfortable, because, like, I was like, ugh, I don't like that. And then the first, like, 3 episodes, I really don't like it. But then the show starts to cook. The first season, if this was just the first season, it's probably under Love After World Domination. But season 2, it goes from quirky comedy show, and the last, like, 7 episodes, they actually give me stuff with emotional weight. With what turns out to be my favorite character, named, and I do remember this because it's one of my favorite characters from any of these shows I watch. Her name is Shindo. It is the best friend of the original girlfriend. and she ends up becoming the third girlfriend. And her story with him is absolutely amazing, and it actually made me feel things. I'm like, oh damn, like I started tearing up at a point. I'm like, damn, why do I care about Shindo? But I did, and it was very good, and I really enjoyed it. After we have another travesty here. Here's a travesty. This sucks. So I've seen this as some people's greatest like anime they've ever watched. It's called Horimiya. It's amazing. Actually, like peak. And I have it down here at 31. They made a second season for this show. Nothing happens. Because it is all taken place during the first season. The whole first season is their last year in high school. And then it's like the graduation is the final episode. The second season is just different points in time that we didn't cover throughout the first season. It means nothing. It is a nothing burger. I generally just watched it just so in case something happened, I'd have it on. And I would see it. Nothing happens. And I have it actually on here on my list, caveated. If this didn't have a season 2 and it just ended with season 1, it would rank above Kaiju number 8. I would have it over Kaiju number 8, which would put it in the top 10. And it's at 30. That's how bad the second season is, because I don't care. Everything has already happened. It's why I don't understand why that was the decision with that, but they did, and it is what it is. 30 is the cutest show on the list. It is Shikimori is not just a cutie. It is a main character dude who has the absolute worst luck, and when I mean the worst luck, like shit, like Final Destination level of luck of things that will happen to him. Like a rock will fall into the road, bounce a car up, and the car will like hit a telephone pole that will hit a sign, and a sign's about to fall on him, and then his girlfriend with superhuman ability saves him from all of these horrible things that happen to him, and she is just smitten with him and absolutely loves him, and it is so cute to just see these two characters love each other when the one just is always in peril, and it's just super cute.
I thought it was going to be something like all this like Rube Goldberg-esque stuff all happens that just leads to like his alarm getting shut off or something. Like
yeah, just a real elaborate
tiniest inconvenience. That
no, he's like in life-threatening situations almost every episode, and she saves him every time. Like she should have been like a superhero. It's crazy, but that show was very, very cute. After that, what do I have? Okay, My Love Story with Yamada at level 999. This is based. It's two characters in an MMO. It's very cute. It's very good. Doesn't really make me feel anything that much till like the last 3 episodes. This is a show that fumbles throughout, I think, most of the show to get me to care, and then in the last 2 episodes brings you back, or not even brings you back, brings you in the first for like finally, and it works, and it's good, and it's fun, but it dawdles a little bit throughout the season. But it was a good show. Blue Box. It's on Netflix. Badminton star falls in love with a basketball star. I have this ranked as low as I do. I have it at 28. A lot of people like this show. I am petty because my girl has already lost. The childhood friend, who I was like, she's amazing, and is absolutely in love with him, and he just doesn't pick her. And then not only does he doesn't pick her, he doesn't give her an answer, then this is why the show suffers. They drag that out for like 10 episodes. Him not giving her an answer, just for the final episode of the season, her to break her heart, for him to break her heart. And then he goes on a date with the girl that he wants to be with, and then the show ends before we get to see the date. He just shows up, and then the show ends. And we're waiting for season 2. So I don't like the way it ended, but it does have the potential to really go up when the second season comes out. Here's the show that I thought I was watching. This is Yamada-kun's 7 Witches. Amazing show. Actually really good. I have certain problems with supernatural stuff because it's a lot of you just have to believe that these rules exist. And I know that is a problem with me as the watcher, but it's my list. It's going to affect how I feel about the show. They had one of the most devastating feelings I felt during a show, and I can't tell you because it's like one of the big twists, and it sucks, and it really like hurts. Like I'm like, damn, I cannot believe this is happening right now. And then the way they undo it to me doesn't make super sense, but I understand. That's how they had to do it. But it's like, yeah, this kind of feels a little cheap, but it is what it is. But that moment alone got it to where it is on this list. Then, I keep losing. Oh my gosh. So, we're getting into I Screamed at the TV. This is 26. We are flowing through this. 26 is Hokkaido Gals Are Super Adorable. Guy moves from Tokyo to Hokkaido, which is like the country in Japan, and just finds this girl who is absolutely adorable and has this little Hokkaido accent. It is one of the cutest shows ever. And then, I thought it was just going to be a cute show throughout the whole thing. And then the last 3 episodes, I was so emotionally invested. It's the one character is flying away to a different place, and the other character didn't tell them how they really felt, and they left without saying anything, and then meets him at the airport and cries and confesses everything. When that girl leaves to go and he doesn't say anything, I am in my car, looking at my phone, watching the show, screaming, "Why aren't you going? Go to her! Tell her what you feel! Don't be a bitch!" And then he goes and tells her. And it was amazing. And it's so cute and it's so good. It's definitely worth a watch. It's just amazing. It's really, really good. Next was Masamune Kun's Revenge. This is a really convoluted show. It has 2 seasons. It's actually really, really good. The thing that got it down as low as it is because the main girl at the end of season 1 and into the beginning of season 2 makes choices that completely disregard everything her character's been about the entire show. Like, she's had this rule for boys the entire show, and then this other boy shows up and he doesn't follow any of the rules. And it's not, and I can understand that he doesn't have to follow rules because I like him, which could be the case here. I don't agree because she's already made it clear that that boy still doesn't get to avoid those rules, but then she doesn't enforce those rules the way she should, I believe, which really angers me because it really makes the season finale for season 1 very convoluted and make not a lot of sense. They kind of rectify it almost immediately in season 2, but it just made me a little upset. Wasn't a big fan of that decision. Everything else in the show is amazing. Another one in the running for one of the cutest shows. Number 24. Alia sometimes hides her feelings in Russian. This show is purely cute because it is an anime set place in Japan. This girl is half Russian, and she is head over heels in love with this other classmate, and only says how she feels in Russian. So when you start the show, you think only we know because it'll give you the subtitles to the Russian for the watcher. Just for like halfway through the second episode, him to be like, not tell her, but in an inner monologue say, "Yeah, I actually grew up right next to a Russian girl, so I know everything that she's saying to me all the time." It is fucking adorable. And then he's like, "She really needs to stop saying that I'm absolutely gorgeous." All that, like, it's so cute. It's just so cute. And then it actually has a story with backstory between a lot of the characters. There's a lot of main characters in this show, and it all does it very well. There's a second season coming out, and I think that's really going to raise this. All these shows from probably 26 up, I think I would rate like 8 out of 10. Yeah. 8 out of 10 and up for the rest of these. There's a small list of 10 out of 10s. And I will say when that starts. And then I'll say when I get to 9s. But right now we're at 8 out of 10s. That show was really cute. I'm going to get killed for this because a lot of people hate this next show. It was the second show I watched. 23 is Rent a Girlfriend. Everybody hates this show. They say that the main character sucks because he doesn't just tell her how we feel. We are on like season 4. and he still has not told this girl how he feels. And it's 12 episodes every season. I get it. I get why people are upset. It doesn't make... Like some people say... I just think it does a very, very good job of showing what it means to actually have anxiety and to overthink everything. I think they do actually a very good job. And I think people are very harsh on it. And I think they just want it to be a happy-go-lucky show. It's not what it is. At least in my opinion. I could be wrong. People can have other interpretations. It's fine. But Rent a Girlfriend is a banger. Like, certified. I think it's very, very good. I think all the characters are good. Yeah, definitely worth a watch. Next one, a lot of people have this as like one of their favorites of all time. And it's a wild name, so please hang with me. I think it's Rascal Doesn't Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. Actually a banger. This is a sci-fi show, actually. I know that title does not make you think that. Yeah, wild show. Just a bunch of different, like, scientific theories put to the test through this teenager's life. And, yeah, it's really good. A lot of people have it a lot higher than I do. I think this show is a lot of all over the place. And then the last 3 episodes, again, I ugly cried at the show in the last 3 episodes. And it was a rough ride. It sucked. But it was also beautiful. So, it's also coming out with another season soon. It's been a while. I think it's going to be Rascal Doesn't Dream of Santa Claus. I think it's what the second season's called.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah. It's a very good show. Definitely would recommend it. Definitely still 8 out of 10. I think it is a little all over the place in the beginning. And then at the end, it rips you back into one of the most biggest gut punches you'll find in any of these anime.
And then it has 3 movies as well?
Yes, there are 3 movies. I haven't seen any of the movies. I want to find them and watch them. Next one, I have Honey Lemon Soda. Another really just cute show. Very reminiscent of another show that is literally, I have right above it at 20. This is at 21. Just super anxious girl who has never had friends, doesn't talk to anybody, got bullied for being weird and not speaking. And guy finds her, protects her, tries to take care of her, falls in love with her. Basic story like that. Very cute. Story's very good. All the characters bang. Very fun. Great show. Should watch. Next show is From Me to You. It's on Netflix. I think it's Kimi no Toroke in Japanese. I watched the English dub just because I wanted to listen to it in English.
Yeah.
Amazing. Literally the same story from the last one I just told you. Just I like the animation better. It's 2 seasons and it's just it's more emotional. And that's what got it over the other one. Next I have this is the Genesis. This is I watched half of this show on TikTok. Got me into watching all these things. Watched all the clips. Married Couple But Not Lovers. I want this to be higher. But then I just started watching stuff. I'm like, man, this stuff is just amazing. Like, anime is actually just good. And I used to not. This show is where the 9s start. So, number 19 is a 9 out of 10. Not much that I could say. The hype is real. Watch the show and be devastated that there's no season 2. It's one of them. And it sucks that there's no season 2. Next is My Dress Up Darling. This show bangs. It's getting a season 2. I can't wait. My favorite main character in all of these animes. It's like he's up there. He's either I don't think he can be one because I'm very partial to one character from when I was a kid. But Gojo? Not Gojo. Oh my god. Yeah, no, Gojo. Yeah, Gojo is a banger. It's amazing. It's just a dude that makes cosplays for this girl, and the story is just so cute. It's amazing. Go watch it, please. Next is Real Life. Failure, shut-in type character, takes a pill, makes him look 18 again, 10 years younger, and he redoes high school. And it's run through this company. It's amazing. It's so good. And I avoided watching it because I'm like, there's no way this is this good. Because I just read the description, I'm like, this is going to be weird. And then they did the one thing that would make it not weird. I'm like, damn, that's amazing. Should definitely watch it. I'm like, I called the twist halfway through the show. I'm like, Nate, but no, that wouldn't make any sense. And then that happened to be it. I was like, oh my god, now they made it make sense for me, and it just banged.
What was the thing that made it make sense?
So, obviously he's 28.
Okay.
10 years younger makes him 18, or whatever, or maybe 26 to 16, whatever. 27, actually, to go back to 17. It's a romance show, so he's got to fall in love with somebody. It's going to be really weird to fall in love with a 17-year-old and actually be 27. You come to find out that he's test subject 002. Test subject 001 went back and started in grade 1 in high school. They have grade 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
And she went through 2 years, or she started in grade 2. And now they failed year 2. Had her keep going, and that's the girl he ends up falling in love with.
Okay.
And then, but the twist is, I'm just going to tell you now, the twist is, when you get aged back, everybody in your class forgets you. You'll just be like a blank, like they'll see you and be like, oh yeah, this guy, I don't remember, but I feel like I know him, and they can't remember you. Since they were both in each other's classes, they're forced to forget each other, but they fell in love during the show. And this is probably, other than, like, Attack on Titan, if I were to say, like, the top 5 most gut-wrenching scenes in anime, they're all probably just Attack on Titan. But, like, this one, bro, the girl is, like, super smart. The 001. And she got a new handler for the second season, because there was one guy that offered him the pill who aged back with him and monitored him in class. And he was actually monitoring both. But then he had a protege who ended up taking over the girl in the last season. And when they give him the pill to age up and be forgotten, they both do it at the same night for both the people. The girl subject had wrote on her hand, I'm in love with the main character's name. And as she goes to sleep, and as her handler comes through and takes her plate and goes to dry it off, the fucking pen rolls out of the bed and onto the floor. And she's like, what is that? And she looks, and she wrote it on her hand. And she sees it, and she breaks down crying. Because she's been struggling this whole time with, like, this is really cruel that we have to make them forget each other. Because the girl subject figured out that the guy was also a subject. But he didn't figure it out with her. So she knows, I need to go and find this guy. I'm in love with him. And then they'll figure it out. And the handler falls to her knees and just cries her eyes out and is like, why didn't you hide it harder? Now I have to get rid of it. You're smarter than that. Bro, that shit broke my heart. She wanted her to be in love so bad. Oh my god, that shit sent me. I was not prepared for that shit. Because I was like, what are they gonna do? Come to find out. And the whole thing was, since they're shut-ins, they don't have, like, they struggle with they don't have jobs or whatever. They offer you, if you pass the trial, they offer you a job. And they set you up with a bunch of jobs, and they both decline. And they say, can I ask for a different job? And they're like, what? And they both ask to work for the company, Real Life. And then they both end up meeting at the bar. And then they both are, like, talking a little bit, and then it clicks with both of them. And they both have the same memory come back to them of them at this fireworks festival. And they look at each other, they both say their first names, and then the show ends. And it just, oh my god, it was amazing. One of the best shows that I watched. Obviously, that's why it's a 9 out of 10 and number 17 on my list. I'm going to get judged for this next one, because I think this show is amazing. Everybody says this show sucks. I remember this because when I was in high school, it came out, and everybody was like, that's weird. So it's Citrus. Girl moves to Tokyo. Her mom got remarried.
Yeah.
The father has a daughter. They like each other.
Oh boy. What are you doing, step bro?
Legitimately, yes. But they get into some heavy topics. Literally, the first episode, she finds her sister with one of the teachers forcing himself onto her.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So it's like just wild, absolute crazy real life shit throughout this whole show. And I think it actually just bangs. And then at the end, they actually end up together. Bro, I can't tell you why I like it. Not that I can't tell you why I like it. I can. Because I just think they do everything well. And the tension is, like, palpable. And, like, you can tell that one of them is hurting the entire time, and they don't know how to express their feelings because their family has forbidden them from having emotions.
Yeah.
So it's like watching that struggle was actually really good. I think they did a good job. And then the other girl coming from the exact opposite of like, you have emotions, just feel them, and how that is such a brash difference to the other one that they almost take it as like an insult, and it like just working through that relationship and then adding in the stuff that they do. It just show is good, man. That's all I can say. 15. I think this is the first of the stuff I watched a long time ago. I watched Kill la Kill. Kill la Kill is just an amazing action show that is just good. The comedy's good. The action's good. The fan service, I get it, and that's why I don't have it as high. But, bro, when they be going crazy, them shows, they be going crazy, bro. I watched Dragon Ball my whole life. There's some shows in Kill la Kill that are better than most Dragon Ball fights. That's all I gotta say. After that is Mob Psycho 100 at 14. This is still a 9. Mob Psycho 100 is amazing, and it's made by the people who made One Punch Man. So it's that same animation. It's as funny, if not funnier, but infinitely weirder. It is like odd to the max. I haven't watched the last season. When I watched it, only 2 seasons have come out. I haven't watched the 3rd season. It's amazing. You should watch it. It looks beautiful. One of the most beautifully animated shows I've ever seen. Instead of it being like a superhero with just super strength, he has super psychic powers. And just imagine what you can do with that with the One Punch Man animation type of style. It's amazing. Very, very good. Next is... I'm going to mess this one up because this is very Japanese. Tsukigakure. This was absolutely adorable. 2 anxiety-ridden middle schoolers falling in love. When I first started watching it, I was like, okay, we're going to do this song and dance all the way up to the 11th episode, then they'll start going out in the 12th. My man pulled up from half court, asked her in episode 3. I was like, what? And then it's just dealing with that and how to talk to each other, being in middle school and just figuring out what love and liking each, and they just do such a good job, and it's beautifully animated. And another one of the most just heart-wrenching, she ends up moving and going to a different high school at the end. And he tried to get into her high school and then failed the exam and didn't get accepted. And she leaves. He's a writer. And he kind of gives up on writing to focus on studying to go with her. And then when he fails, he kind of just falls apart. And then she's infinitely worried about him finding somebody else that he likes more and not being with her. And then it just not working long distance because that's what everybody's told her. What her sister told her. Her other friends told her, like, long distance doesn't work. Whatever, all that stuff. He starts posting his stories online. And it's basically he posts a story that is their relationship. And she finds it online through one of her friends. And she just posts on it. And how does the story end? And then the final episode, she's on this train. He went to the train station to say goodbye to her, and she'd already gotten on the train. So then he goes to this overpass that the train goes over to go to where where her new house is. And he gets there, and she's reading because he had updated the story. And all it says, all I want to do is tell you exactly how I feel about you. And it's just like, and it cuts back to him on the overpass, and he screams with all of his heart, I love you. And just tears. I'm just like, straight face watching, just tears. And then it goes back to the story, I love you, whatever. Like her name or whatever. Oh my God, it sent me. And then the perfect thing you can do with a show like that, when you end a show like that, is to give me a montage in the credits of their life together. And it's all through their cell phones. So it'll be, the whole show started with just their names and each other's phones. Then it was boyfriend and girlfriend. And then throughout it's boyfriend and girlfriend throughout. And then it ends with wifey and hubby. And then the final shot is all 3 of them with the Chinese kind of do these braids around their fingers with both of them and their child. Oh. And it was so adorable and cute and amazing. And all the characters are good. Nobody's annoying. I have nothing bad to say about the show other than I just wish there was more of it. I'm fine with not fine. I actually like the credit thing. But if we would have got a second season of that, I would have been over the moon. But just really, really good. We are now, I'm going to say, at the 9.5s. You know what? Probably the 9.5s probably start with 13. With the last one I just said. Orange. This was one of those cold turkey, like, I heard nothing about this show. Nobody is talking about it. I saw nobody talk about it. This show is absolutely bonkers. And as much as I want to sit here and tell you everything about it, I would be doing everybody a disservice if I did that. Watch this show. It's absolutely amazing. Very serious themes. Be prepared. Be warned. It's very serious. It's going to be rough. But it's absolutely amazing. Like, this show was crazy. I absolutely loved it. 11, Sign of Affection. Peak cute. Deaf girl with the absolute popular hot guy. And he just falls in love with how she sees the world. Absolutely adorable. Absolutely cute. Bro, I don't know what to say. Sign of Affection is just absolutely adorable. The love story hits. It made me cry. It is just amazing. All the characters are cute. Bro, Sign of Affection is just good. If you give me a disabled person falling in love with a non-disabled person, for some reason I just love that storyline, and I just love those shits all the time. The only one I didn't care for was Josie the Tiger and the Fish. By the way, the girl's in a wheelchair in that movie. I forgot to say that earlier. Yeah, no, amazing. 10 is Kaiju number 8. Talked about that a couple weeks ago. Everything I said still stands. Higihiro. This was a show I was not prepared for. Somebody had put it as their number 1 of all time and said, I'm not going to tell you anything about it. Go watch it. And I was like, that's literally what I say about Orange. This is probably an absolute banger. So I went and watched it. Guess what? Absolute banger. Little weird. There's one part of the show that's a little weird. But I get it. And then they do in like the last episode, they're like, oh, well, ba-da-da. I'm like, oh, okay. I guess that's what we're going to say. But it is absolutely amazing. Again, another one with very serious themes. Cannot recommend this show enough. We are officially at... No, we're not. These are still 9.5s. I've changed my mind. No, I didn't change my mind. Never mind. Yeah. So we're still at 9.5s. Number 8 is One Punch Man. Everybody should probably know about the show already. One Punch is so good. One Punch Man is absolutely amazing. It's super funny. The story actually bangs. The through line is good. There really aren't any characters in that show that I dislike. I like every character in the show. That's a lot of what makes, I think, a show good. That even with characters that you're meant to hate, you don't hate them because they're wrote bad. You hate them because you're supposed to hate them.
Yeah.
One Punch Man does a great job of that.
Watching One Punch Man Season 1 with you is like a core memory of mine.
It's amazing. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Into another pillar of anime dome, Dragon Ball Z is number 7.
Okay.
Just amazing. I am one of the few people that don't like the Buu saga. That's why it's a little bit lower than maybe people thought it might be. Maybe I have it higher than people thought it should be. Dragon Ball Z is just iconic, and I think it will raise up on lists for that reason. But I could make that same argument about One Piece, but people don't want to hear that conversation. One Piece is just infinitely better than Dragon Ball Z. I don't disagree, but I don't necessarily agree. I think one has a better story, but I think one is just more interesting.
So much filler.
Yeah, and you have to own that if you like a show like that.
Yeah.
There should not be a guide to skip massive... And you could say that with Dragon Ball too, but it's to a much lower scale. With Dragon Ball.
I was talking about Dragon Ball. I know nothing about One Piece.
Oh, One Piece is like 40% filler.
Okay.
There's 1,000 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, it's... And I don't hate One Piece. I think One Piece is good. It's not for me. I've tried. And people tell me I do not need to watch a show where they're like, oh, it gets better after this arc. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not watching the show then. You have to get me hooked immediately. Other shows can do it. It happens all the time. But Dragon Ball Z is amazing. I'm not talking about Dragon Ball Z anymore. Everybody knows about Dragon Ball Z. We officially hit the 10 out of 10s. At number 6, I have Parasite the Maxim. The show is phenomenal. Every character's good. Every moment's amazing. The scene with the mom and the scene with the girl is literally all I have to say, and that's all you should watch the show for. The twists are amazing. The villain is amazing. It's sci-fi. Migi is the best subordinate, like, side character in all of anime. Like, this anime is amazing. Before yesterday, this show was at number 4 on my list. I watched 2 things yesterday that bumped it down. At number 5, the first of those being at number 5 is Your Name. It is an animated movie. It's on
My
Crunchyroll.
name?
It's called Your Name.
My name.
Not Zach, but Your Name.
So, okay.
It's amazing. It's a story at a time. These two switch places with each other. When they go to sleep, they live each other's lives. They fall in love. Come to find out, one of them was 3 years in the past and fucking dies. Then he goes back into the past to save the lives of all these people. It's amazing. Watch it. It's animated absolutely beautifully. Can't say enough good things about Your Name. Amazing. Number 4, I have the quintessential quintuplets.
Yeah, I've heard much about this show.
Yes, I have explained to you about this show and why it is amazing. This show is amazing. Just watch it. It's the best romance anime I've ever seen. It's not close. It's amazing. And if you hate, there's 2 seasons and then a movie, which is like a really long last episode. If you hate the movie, you're dumb. That's all I have to say. Like, your opinion is wrong. I used to not have that opinion, and then I thought about it more, and no, you're just actually an idiot, and you just don't understand anything. Number 3 is my favorite anime of all time, which, shockingly, it's not 1 or 2, but it is 3. Code Geass. Action, suspense, drama. Another one of the most heart-wrenching fucking moments of all time. It's amazing. And it's Gundams. We're in Gundams half the time. They're not actually Gundams, but they're like big robot suits. The action's amazing. The drama is amazing. The suspense, and Lelouch is my favorite main character of all time. 2 is a silent voice. If you haven't seen this, you should actually probably watch it. This is probably my only other recommendation for you. It is probably one of the best ways mental health is depicted that I think I've ever seen. It's very, very good, and I think you should watch it.
Is it a show or a film?
It's a movie.
Okay.
This is the other thing that I watched yesterday that dropped Parasite out of the top 5. It's stunning. And there's never a point where I'm, like, out of the movie. And I'm, like, always worried, but then always, like, oh, no, this is going to be good. And then another setback. And it's, like, watching the self-destructive, like, attitude and mindset of somebody who's really mentally struggling. It's amazing. And everybody should watch it. It's a must-watch. Then, not only is this the greatest anime I've ever seen, but this is the greatest show of all time, and I won't hear anything else. Well, I will hear anything else, but my opinion is steadfast in this. Attack on Titan is the greatest show I've ever seen. There is not a poorly written character, and it's 5 seasons long. That much content, and it's never bad. And I'm always bought in. And every death rips my heart out of my chest. I watched the last season, and then the last episodes, the last 2 episodes are like an hour and a half long each. Bro, I just cried for like 6 hours one day, just straight. Didn't matter. I just was crying because that show is absolutely amazing. I went through the whole show stressed because the whole tagline to that show was like, your favorite character is going to die.
Yeah.
My favorite character has like 8 brushes with death in that show and then makes it all the way through to the end, and I was like overjoyed. What?
You just crossed an hour.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
But
It's
yeah.
to be sorry about.
Yeah. That's it. An hour on the dot. Knock it out. I'm done. Attack on Titan's amazing.
I have a
Watch
conference
it.
call.
Oh.
The regional director one.
Oh, okay.
So all of that, and you haven't watched Akashic Record of Demon.
Wait, did you? I fucking forgot the bit. Are you recording?
No. Yeah. Yes, I'm recording.
Recording. And then secretly, I have a 53rd slot. Godzilla Singular Point sucks ass.
Okay.
And I haven't watched what, Hannah? I'm sorry.
Akashic Record of Bastard Magic Instructor.
What the fuck is that?
It's so good.
What is it?
It is. They are learning how to use their magic.
What is it called? One more time.
Akashic Record.
How do I spell that first? Okay.
We had gotten done watching this when the boys decided to watch that other one.
Okay. Who were we hey talking there? Was it Beck or
Cody.
Cody? Okay, Cody.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. No.
Oh no, this I might like this.
No getting reincarnated either. I didn't know if you had watched that time I got reincarnated as a Slimer. If you just said it for the bit, but I was waiting. But I had a bit ready.
I have watched. If I didn't finish it, it didn't go on a list.
Yeah, that's what I figured is what it would have
But
actually.
like I said, a lot of these have season 2s. Like, I guess I did that with Mob Psycho, but Mob Psycho was like a finished, contained story when it finished,
Yeah.
and then it came out with another season.
Yeah.
So I kind of count like, and same thing with Code Geass. That came out with another season years afterwards. But
It's not the original set.
yeah, it's there's enough time that passes that makes me think not. My time, I watched all of that when it came out, but I remember watching stuff still when season 2 came out and I just didn't finish it. And then now I think they're on like season 4.
Yeah, I think
I'm just so far behind. Like there was that. Overlord's another one. Dragon Ball Super could have been on my list, but I didn't because I literally went to certain arcs, watched that, and then left. I didn't watch the entire thing.
I've tried many times to sit down and watch Dragon Ball Z. I put it on.
You're never gonna get through it.
Yeah, I put it down. I put it on while I try to do stuff. I've tried to pull up the Kai version that cuts a lot of the filler. Somehow I always just end up getting derailed.
Yeah,
I don't actually have a reason for that. It just happens every time.
Dragon Ball Z is built for a child's brain, and I feel like trying to introduce an adult to it. There's a certain type of adult that will like it, but I feel like it's just not built for like adult consumption. I think that's why Super does so poorly because I think it tries to like prey on those kids, but now we're adults and we're just not that into it. But sometimes nostalgia will just overpower it, and that's why Super was as successful as it is. I actually did watch both the Dragon Ball Super movies, so technically they could have been on the list. If I were to put those on the list, Dragon Ball Super Broly, I actually probably would have put right above Kill la Kill, and then Dragon Ball Superhero, I would probably put right above From Me to You. So one would go at 19 and one would go at 15. So technically 20 and 15.
Yeah. How far did you ever... I'm going to stop recording unless there's anything you want to add to the actual recording.
No. I just fucking hate Godzilla Singular Point. And it's a shitty sci-fi show with a plot that doesn't make sense. And they fucking bastardize my boy. If you want to sell your shitty show, just sell it as a shitty show. Don't use my fucking franchise as a horrible skin.
That's nice.